It's one of the most disturbing stories we've received lately. And if you've ever played around with AI image generators, you'll get it. It's an amazing tool. But what happens when it shows you something you shouldn't be seeing? Something no one else should know? Turn off the lights. Get comfortable. Because this story takes a dark turn. Welcome to Sleep Horror Stories. Everything began out of pure curiosity. And even though everyone told me I had nothing to worry about, I couldn't shake the feeling that something was off. Really off. It started with a friend. Let's call him Max. He's a ridiculously talented graphic designer. And even though he's constantly busy, I don't want to reveal too much. I'm not sure how he'd feel about me sharing this. He had started experimenting with AI tools to generate images. At first, it was just to show their flaws, prove to his followers that machines couldn't replace real human inspiration. He wanted to show how only a true artist, someone who's lived, seen, and felt deeply, could bring ideas to life. But that didn't last long. He quickly realized the insane advantages those tools could offer. He started using programs like DALL-E and Midjourney, then moved on to more obscure platforms, ones with fewer users, but way more power. That's when it became an addiction. I'm not exaggerating. You can check his Instagram. It's filled with AI-generated work now. Before, he'd only post art that had taken him hours to perfect. But now, you can barely tell the difference. Actually, I take that back. It's not that you can't tell. The AI ones, they're even better. The power of these tools in the hands of someone like Max, someone who knows exactly what they're doing, it's almost terrifying. One day, I went over to his place. We were supposed to meet up with the rest of our friends. Like always, I dropped by early so we could get ready together. But when I arrived, Max was still in his pajamas at 5 p.m. His mom joked, "Maybe he'll come out of his room if you're here. He's been holed up in there for weeks." Max said he was finishing up a major project. He showed me what he was working on, how he was generating those stunning images. It's learning, he told me. It's learning what I like, my style. Every time I pick an image, it refines itself a little more. And he showed me something that made my stomach twist. It was a portrait, incredibly realistic. And the person in it looked exactly like a girl we both knew in high school. Someone I remembered Max had a major crush on. I didn't say anything, but the resemblance was uncanny. Then I noticed something else. The people in the background looked wrong. A mom and her daughter in the yard. A mailman walking down the sidewalk. A group of elderly church ladies nearby. But their faces were distorted. Off. Almost monstrous. Max explained that's something he usually fixes before posting, either by smoothing their features or blurring them out entirely. Then he asked me, "Want to try it?" Just for fun. I said yes, obviously. He walked me through it. The interface was simple. You type in what you want to see, a Labrador playing in the park, for example. The more detailed your description, the more accurate the result. Then Max said something odd. He shut down his computer and went to shower, telling me I couldn't use the tool while he was away. Said it would confuse the system because it was learning from him. I laughed. Was he joking? We met our friends at the mall. Everything was normal. Except I couldn't stop thinking about what I'd seen. Especially that girl's face. And the warped, blurry figures in the background. I had to try it myself. That night, I tried accessing the site, but it didn't show up on Google. I ended up typing the URL manually from memory. Finally, I found it. But to use the generator, I needed an invite. So I texted Max. He was reluctant. Said he could only invite one person. Asked me if I was really going to take it seriously or just play with it once and forget it. I told him the truth. I had a big personal project. One that would benefit from having hundreds of images to work with. He finally gave in. The invite arrived. I clicked the link. The page looked different, strange, like something mystical. It even had a magical sounding name. Like it wasn't just AI, but something older. I accepted the terms without reading them. Then I got to work. I started generating images one after the other until I ran out of daily credits. They appeared as little stars on the screen, each one a chance to make a request. I asked for a cabin in the fog. A car like my dad's old station wagon, driving along the coast at sunset. That last one sparked something. If I was out of stars, I'd have to wait 24 hours for them to refresh. The next day, I couldn't stop thinking about it. I kept checking the images it had already given me, try to figure out how to be more specific, more precise. I waited and waited until 11 p.m. hit. That was my reset time. This time, I wanted something more personal. A picture for a project I was working on for my nephews. A kind of illustrated book about our family. They never met my parents. We don't have photos of them, just stories. I wanted to bring those stories to life. I started requesting images of the old neighborhood. Dirt roads, the apple tree outside the window. But nothing quite worked. Then a pop-up. Would you like to complete a profile to improve your results? Sure. I grabbed a glass of water to stay awake, then chose the most in-depth version of the quiz. It started showing me images, asking me to rank them, choose preferences. Cars, rooms, landscapes. I was half asleep, but I kept going, dozing off, then jerking awake. Then came the weird questions. Where is your father? I clicked, deceased. Where is your mother? I answered again. Are you happy? I paused and clicked, I don't know. Have you ever wanted to harm yourself? No one had ever asked me that. I clicked yes. How far did you go? I woke up on top of my bedspread. Dressed. Computer off. I didn't remember shutting it down. The questions came back slowly over the next few hours. At first, I thought it was just a dream. But something about it stuck with me. The kind of data we give away. Just to get better results, more likes, more followers. No one has to spy on us. We give it all up ourselves. Still, I didn't care. I just wanted more images. I set an alarm for the next 24-hour refresh. As soon as it rang, I ran to my computer. This time I asked for a house at the end of a dirt road in a Mexican-American neighborhood on the edge of the city. Warm light from a lamp. A white dog at the front door. Door open. Lights on inside. Hit enter. The house was a little different than mine. But the street? Identical. And the dog? It was white. Just like Rocky, my childhood dog. I hadn't asked for that. Maybe just coincidence. A statistical guess. I edited the prompt. One-story house. Brick fence 1 meter tall with white metal bars. An old apple tree on the right side. A car outside on the street. Click. What I saw made me fall out of my chair. The house. It was almost identical to the one I grew up in. But it wasn't the house that rattled me. It was the car. A 1980 Wagoneer. Wooden panels. Blue. Hood popped open. My dad's car. I yanked the power cord out of the wall. I couldn't bear to see another pixel. I never mentioned that car in the prompt. And the open hood? That detail was personal. My dad was always fixing it. Every memory of that car includes him bent over the engine, usually with one of the neighbors helping. I hadn't said a word about that. But the AI knew. I couldn't stop thinking about it. The open hood. The exact model. The apple tree. But the next night, I gave in again. I powered the computer back on. The previous image, the one with my dad's old Wagoneer, wasn't there anymore. Maybe because I'd shut it down improperly. Fine. I was ready to try again. This time, I was even more specific. I typed in the exact neighborhood, the street name. I asked for the house, my house. When the image loaded, there were no cars, no dogs, nothing I hadn't asked for. Just the house. But then I noticed something. A shape in the window. It had long, messy hair. A figure just barely visible in the dark room behind the glass. I hadn't asked for that. I looked through all the other images the AI had generated of the house before. And it was there too. At first, deep in the shadows. Barely noticeable. Then behind the apple tree. Then peeking out from behind the bars on the fence. And now, inside the house. Where the hell did this program come from? What kind of algorithm adds something like that? I didn't want to admit it, but I had a theory. One more test. I rewrote the prompt, same as before, but at the very end, I added, "There's a 56-year-old man standing outside." Click, create. The image was similar to the last one, but darker. No city lights in the distance. No porch light. Just shadows. And a man, standing at the edge of the sidewalk. Light jeans, gray jacket, a baseball cap. His face was distorted, like the ones in Max's images. But I knew that outfit. I knew that hat. It was my dad. Nothing in the prompt could have told the AI that. I hadn't described his clothes. I hadn't even mentioned him. And that shadowy figure, she was still there too. Near him, break time equals 0. 5S / closer now. More to find. I could almost make out her face. Almost. I didn't know how this thing could know all this. Unless it wasn't just pulling from images, but from memories. That scared me. Still, I tried one last prompt. No description, just a real address. Street name, number, zip code, and a date. Click. The loading bar took longer than usual. Then, an image. But this one wasn't photorealistic. It looked hand-painted. Watercolor. Smudged strokes. But I recognized it. The same house. She was fully visible. A woman in a white nightgown. Black hair. Disheveled. It was my mom. From that day. The day her mind finally snapped. The night she picked up a kitchen knife and walked into the bedroom where my father slept. The night she called my sister after. The night our whole family broke. I closed everything. Didn't save the image. Didn't go back. I didn't want to know how it knew so much. I was afraid it would show me where my mom is now. Even though I know that's impossible. The authorities never found her. After all these years, she's legally declared dead. AI won't bring me answers. But the website keeps emailing me. Says I got tons of credits left. Just waiting. But I haven't gone back. Now I focus on writing. On finishing the book for my nephews. So they'll know my parents through their stories. Not through rumors. Not through tragedy. My friends don't really believe me. But if there's one thing I've learned, one thing I can tell you, be careful. Seriously. Be careful what you ask an AI to show you. Because you might get more than you bargained for. And you may never forget what you see. Thank you for staying with us tonight. Some stories are just fiction. Others feel like they could only come from something much deeper and much darker. If you've ever used AI to generate something, we want to hear it. Share your story in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe for more tales that will keep you up at night. You're watching Sleep Horror Stories.